So we are proceeding towards the end of this wave of Avengers Puff Adder Build-A-Figure series. This is YELENA BELOVA. On one side we get the Puff Adder Build-A-Figure along with the list of names that you need to collect in action figure form from this wave to build him. There is an illustration on the other side, and on the back side we get the figure with all the accessories that she comes with, which seems to be quite a bit, surprisingly. Another figure in the wave that I consider one of those quote-unquote budget releases from the wave, since it is a figure that is on an older body mold here that some people may not be happy about nowadays, but she does come with more pieces of accessories than your other figures that come with newer bodies. I don't know if that's where the balance is or not, but then again, Orb only came with one gun, so I don't know. But as you can see already, we do have her on a older reused body here. It is a single jointed elbow with double jointed knees, but they're pinned and there's no bicep swivel and all that jazz. So let's just get that off right away. Now, in terms of accessories, she does come with her rifle weapon here, which is pretty cool. The strap is also separate. I already attached it. It comes separately. So if you don't want the strap in the way, then you don't have to have it. But as you can see here, it's just a gray molded plastic, and then they did paint the stock back here, and the strap is the same color as the stock, you know, more or less. It's not exactly, but there you go. You get her rifle. You also do get dual wielding pistols, one having a suppressor, which is cool. That is a non-removable, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, non-removable suppressor, and then there is one without it, but there is a peg hole there in case you want to plug in the smoke effect, which you've seen before, on the end of that one, or you could use the other one, or whichever one you want, on the end of the suppressor, because there is a peg hole there as well. So there's that. Or of course we do get our firing effects. There's two of these, so you can put on the end of the barrels of the guns as well. Here is the other one, right here. So as you can see, we've seen this before. You can also put it on the end of the rifle, if you wish. There you go. And that's it. Now we do get two final pieces here. It's a right fist and a open left trigger hand. So it's pretty much the opposite of what she has right now, with a right open trigger hand and a left fist. So the highlight of this figure is definitely the head sculpt, the face sculpt. The paint job on it looks really good. I dig it. Check out the goggles there, or you know, the 4 eyes. There's the hair, pretty dope. It's windswept a little bit. As you see, it's kind of lifted up, and that does allow some more range on the head. Definitely looking down some for sure. Looking at the Black Widow logo there on the buckle, painted on there, and some silver on the sides. The holster can holster in her pistol, of course. And that is it in terms of like an up-close shot of the figure. Alright, so for the articulation, the head is on a ball jointed hinge. It looks up somewhat with some help with that torso diaphragm joint. She does look up a little bit further. Looks down quite a bit. Left and right, pretty much no issues there. A little bit of, well, actually a good decent amount of head tilting there. Arms will expand out. They go back down. They go forward all the way around. Like I mentioned, no bicep swivel. There is a single jointed elbow that will swivel right there. Swivel at the wrist with a side hinge. Diaphragm joint at the torso will swivel as well. Goes forward and back pretty nice and deep. And it tilts right there. So no waist swivel, but there is the swivel at the diaphragm. Legs will kick forward. This is the right leg, which has the holster on the side. As you can see here, she could still move it forward. The other leg's gonna expand out with no issues as well. Then we have thigh swivels at the, of course, thighs with the legs. Double jointed knees. Ankles will hinge forward and back, and they will rock left to right as well. I'd also like to mention that you can holster both the suppressed weapon and the non-suppressed weapon. They did leave a little hole right there on the bottom so that you can slide in the suppressed weapon just fine. It goes right through it. Or if you want her to hold this one instead, of course, obviously the other one's going to go in there just fine. No issues like that. Alright, so starting off with some comparisons with some fellow wave mates here, we have Baron von Strucker. He definitely stands way taller. You can see how YELENA is definitely the shortest one so far that we've seen. There she is next to the Orb. And now next to Captain America. And there we have Wonder Man. And of course we have Extremis Iron Man. Alright, and here we have her next to Black Widow. I believe this is the retro vintage carded Black Widow. And it just seems a little weird. I think this Black Widow seems like she has like a tad bit of a big head, it seems like. But I feel like we've yet to receive that definitive version of Black Widow, comic book Black Widow yet. Hopefully, you know, we'll get that eventually. There's also others like the one that came with the motorcycle, but I feel like that one isn't that amazing either. So hopefully we get that definitive Black Widow eventually. But for now, here she is next to the retro vintage version. All right, and here she is with the AIM Scientist Supreme figure. And he stands definitely way taller than Yelena. Does anyone else's AIM Scientist Supreme still have that white powder on it? I literally just gave this figure a bath because I had to soak it in water. It would not. I feel like the white powder returns. I don't know. I felt like I wiped it off when I first got it, but when this figure released, it had some sort of white powder that was on the plastic, and I don't know what the heck. I'm glad that's not a thing anymore. And there she is with just a regular AIM Soldier Grunt. Alright, so that was Yelena Belova comic version for Marvel Legends. This is a good figure, but man, it could have been better for sure. Of course, we would have loved to see it on the Shriek body, double jointed elbows and arms, especially with the guns that she comes with to aim the weapon. She's not going to be able to aim her own weapon properly, at least the rifle for sure, because of the fact that she has the single jointed elbow. So you could get her in a nice badass vanilla pose like this, but in terms of aiming correctly, that's a little bit limited. So that's the only unfortunate part about this figure. Face sculpt looks pretty cool, and yeah, I mean, just a missed opportunity there. But for right now, this is not the worst of the worst if you want to get a Yelena Belova comic version on the shelf. So, alright, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Hit the like button while you're down there. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as always, be kind, be well, stay positive, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.